Aloha, today's transmission is about a facet of self-trust that I want to go over. So sometimes we have an event coming up, or there may be something that's a potential of happening, and we may have a tendency to go over that in our minds, like, well, if the person says this, then this is what I'm going to say, and or if this happens, then this is how I'll respond, and if it's this way, though, I'll do this, because we want to be 10 steps ahead sometimes to gain a sense of security and feeling grounded and prepared when we get there. So we can get caught in these cycles where we get stuck in that, we ruminate on what it's going to be, and we close ourselves off from it being something more than that. Because what's actually happening is that mental energy that we're using to figure out potentials, we don't even know if they're going to happen. We're looking at all these potentials. The energy that we're exerting for that is actually using our life force. And that life force is actually what allows us to live intuitively. And so, in other words, we are using that energy up that would allow us to be equipped to manage the experience intuitively, to be able to see the contrast. And the reason is because when we take care of ourselves now, when we meet our needs, whatever they are, they might be to pursue a passion that's really big and bold, to travel, to take a bath, give yourself a massage on your feet. It could be anything. I mean, our needs are always changing, and we have needs on a moment-to-moment basis, day-to-day. So it's important that we're living in the present moment and taking care of our needs now, and that actually fills us up so that we can live in a high vibration. And when we live in a high vibration, we can really easily see the contrast of things around us. We can see when something isn't a good fit for us. We can really feel that. We can get a sense of things even before they happen. That's part of the intuition too, is we get an idea, or we'll receive divine messages that give us some sort of an insight or help us to go through some maybe releasing or healing to open us even more. That's something I experience a lot, is if I'm just present and I know that something's coming, I will receive visions or dreams of different guidance on how to be prepared for that, but it's not me that's spending the mental energy to do that. Another way that this is expressed is when we leave a situation that wasn't working for us. Sometimes we may look back to all the things that were wrong in that situation, or bad for us, so to speak. Like, for instance, if we leave a relationship, we might want to ruminate on all the things that were not good for us in that relationship, because it gives us a false sense of power or strength, so that we can move forward without so much pain or looking back. And initially this can be constructive, because it's important to really evaluate where we just came from, find out, where, how did I do this, and what do I want differently? What worked for me? What didn't work for me? So we can assess that to get really clear on a boundary, so that we're really clear on how we want to move forward. But to ruminate on that is actually self-defeating. And again, we're using that mental energy to continuously perceive something as lower than us, to give us the sense of being empowered, when really it's the same thing, taking care of ourselves now. We said it once, okay, this is why I left, this is what I want moving forward. And then you move forward, you take care of yourself, and then you're present, and you're filling up that space so that you don't need to keep looking back and just trying to convince yourself that you're above that. Instead, you just do the work, take care of yourself, and very naturally things will come to you in an organic way. And so so this is, it takes self-trust. It takes knowing that when our needs are met, we're moving intuitively. So anyway, yeah. So we'll go ahead and start the transmission. I hope you enjoyed this, and feel free to pause the video if you need to take some deep breaths, drop yourself in, get nice and comfortable, and it'll just be a few moments, and once the music is over, the transmission is complete.